Well, good morning from Lucky's backyard, or the Western Paddock as I call it. We've had 7 millimetres of rain overnight and it is lovely and wet. It's wonderful. And the really good part is there's no mud for the chooks. The shell grit's doing its job, which is fantastic. So that is great. I'm pleased with that. So let's look at what's happening in the garden at the moment. I've planted more lettuces out, which is really good because some places you can't get lettuces. It was on the news, and $5. I'm not paying $5 for a lettuce. My broccoli's going really good, and as you can see, I've taken off that bug netting, and I've only managed to find a couple of bugs and no bug litter or bug poop on them, so they are looking quite healthy, so that is good. So I'm pleased with that. And of course my chives, I've got a lot of self-sowing chives come up now, so that's really good. So that's good. And the peas are flowering. We're getting the odd one, much to Matilda's delight. And my lettuces, once again, and some coriander, I'm just harvesting those. So we've got, is that right? Thor has settled in so well. He's doing such a good job. Look at all the peas. Look at them here. So I'm really pleased. Patrick and Matilda haven't been out harvesting them. So that's really good. A couple of more little lettuces here that are picking up really well. And these are the snow peas. I'm not sure about these. They look different, so that's good, I think. So whether I find them in amongst all that, I don't know. But they've got a different look to them. They're a darker sort of green on the plant. So we'll see what happens with that. My cauliflowers. As you can see, there's been a few nibbles, but I did get the grubs off and fed them to the chooks, but they're looking really, really good. So I'll just check them. That one's a cabbage, but they're looking good. And here's the cabbages here, so they're looking really well. A couple here a bit slower, but they will just come in a bit later, so we won't be eating them all at the one time, which is really good. And of course beetroot's looking really, really good, so I'm hoping in the next so many weeks, I'm not sure how long it will take for them, but we might get some that we can steam. And of course my spring onions. My carnation is absolutely chock-a-block full of bugs, and I just love the smell of them. I had carnations for my flowers at my wedding, so that was good. Bought some salmon this week, so we can have some dill with Greek yogurt as a dressing. And of course the rabbits absolutely love the dill. My coriander is still going really, really well. Look at that. That was from that swap I did, and I gave him some dill plants and some cauliflowers and that. And the marjorine's going well, and so's the oregano. Don't you love it? You come out gardening in your Ugg boots. Okay, you can see the leeks. I was going to call them chives. You can see the leeks. They're doing so well. So that's good. And the garlic. There's some more garlic coming up at the back. So I've had a good, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All 15 have grown, so that's fantastic. That's really good. So, and I've got some lemons on my lemon tree. I want to show you this. I've got tenants. I'm just so pleased. See them there. I'm just so pleased that I have actually had someone move in, so that's good. Potatoes, waiting for them to turn up. And of course the asparagus, I've still got a few new shoots in there. A few more lettuces and some baby spinach. I've thinned out my carrots a bit earlier than what I usually do, which makes hopefully bigger carrots as well. And I fed them all to the rabbits. Some lovely radishes, so it's nice. I'm not sure about the snow pea, not snow peas, the sweet peas. I've never grown them before. And I'm guessing I thought they would have been a bit bigger by now. So I've got no idea. So if you know anything about sweet peas, growing them, how long they take to start to get really big, drop me a comment below because I've got no idea. Then we come this way. We've got all my beetroot. I usually plant 2 or 3 beetroots together for spacing, and they still grow well. And some more spring onions that I've grown. Then the marigolds that are self-sown, they're starting to grow and flower. So I can never find those really big ones though, but that's okay. Last year's Mother's Day gift from the grandchildren, flowering, and this year's. So it's good. And my Agrolera, or granny bonnets, or columbine. I suppose they'll flower after winter once they're all established, but they're doing just so well in the pot. And then we come down this way. This needs to trim back soon, get it ready for the next flush of flowers. Still attracting the odd bee, especially the native bees. This is my chilli. You can see all the chilies on it. It's absolutely chock-a-block full of them. So I moved it to try and see if it'll get more sunshine, to try and colour them up. So we'll have to wait and see. So it's looking really well. Of course the mint's still going great. Harvesting these spring onions and the odd parsley from here. And of course I have another marigold there, and this is for the rabbits. So that looks really good. So it's looking really, really good. Nice and green, lovely and wet. Still looking at getting another bed next fortnight and putting it in this area. Now it's stopped raining, I could pick up Matilda's little messes. And of course my 2 pots with my violas in it. They're looking absolutely lovely. And then if you come down here, got the cauliflowers, so I can plant the last of my cauliflowers out, and the rest of those are going to a very lovely friend out at Nallala. And then you come down here and I've got my lettuces, some Asian greens and some hearting lettuces. These are going to my sister Deb, and those I need to pot on. They're Flanders seeds I was telling you about, and I don't know if you're able to see it in here. Yes you can. I've got some basil finally germinated. Got to try and see if I can winter that over the winter months. I went to buy some basil the other day at the supermarket, and it was black and it was dry, and they shouldn't have had it in the shops. They really shouldn't have. Should have been removed completely. So lovely and wet. Patrick's had a mow of it, so that's good. So that's what's happening here in my garden and the Western Paddock at the moment. If you wonder why I call it the Western Paddock, when I was a kid, we lived in the outback of Australia. My dad, he used to call his little veggie garden, he'd be growing tomatoes or something like that. He used to call it the South Paddock. And I was going to call mine the South Paddock, and Pat says it's not facing south. When you look at it, it's facing west. So it's Western Paddock. But it's looking really good. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the rest of the day with the weather and how much rain we're going to get. We've been promised quite a bit lately, and it's not done anything. It's just disappeared. But this rain last night and today was absolutely wonderful, and it'll do the garden the world of good. We've been sitting out here on the sunny days. It's just been nice. So that's what's happening and where things are at the moment in the garden. So give me a like if you enjoyed the video, and share it around to anybody else that enjoys growing veggies, especially here in Australia or just in South Australia. And catch you next time. Bye.